We're going to wait a couple minutes while we get some people on our feed. Yes. Okay. I see a few coming in. The Campisi family. Hello. Yay. Okay. Hello. Letting them all trickle on in. Well, hi, everybody. We're super, super, super excited to have a fun Wine Wednesday tonight where we have multiple guests. We have never done this before.
Never. We've been doing this for a while now. Yeah. So new things really do interest us.
Yeah, we love this. This is fun. This is new. All the technology problems are here.
Yes.
But we're going to persist. So we are super, super excited to have two guests. So our first guest, and we're going to kick off the evening with our new wonderful artist for the Artist Series label collection, some of our tasting room exclusives.
Yeah.
More of our limited release offerings. Janeen Heath is here on the Wine Wednesday with us.
On the video.
It's not the phone. It's like a computer. And we have our beautiful, wonderful cousin, Christine Wente, here too. And Christine, we're going to talk about Christine and all the things she's been doing for the Wente Foundation for Arts Education, and just pepper her with fun family questions like we always do.
Yeah. She's like a big sister to us, so we have to be a little bit hard on her.
Yeah, we have to mess with her a little bit.
And for anyone new to us, the reason if you're coming in on Instagram that you see it through the lens of our computer is because we're trying to make sure that we give the best audio to both Instagram and Facebook. And we found on one of our first Wine Wednesdays where we invited a guest that if we did both an Instagram live facing us and a Facebook live facing us, there was some feedback. I was going to say flashback. I'm like, no, I think that's when your face turns white when you take a photo with flash.
So if you like the experience on the phone, if you're on Instagram and you're looking at it and you kind of see how we're projecting the computer screen and you're all good with that, awesome. If you want to get on Facebook and just have the flat experience, I don't know what to call that, go for Facebook. So both are available. Thanks for joining. And so now let's get into it. So we are celebrating the release of our new Artist Series collection and also our GSM, one of the most favorite wines, I think. And here is the new artwork. Slow roll for it. Wow.
Beautiful. You got to show that.
Beautiful.
I guess fans on Instagram see it.
Yes, they do see it. Sorry. And so we wanted you all to get a chance to know Janeen. We wanted you to meet her. She has beautiful art. Her art is featured in the Black Hawk Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go see it for yourself soon, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
And of course, our property.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Who are you? How'd your art journey start?
I don't know sometimes, but I'm a native Bay Area person. I was born and raised in Walnut Creek, California. I've been married to my best friend for 46 years. And I have two beautiful twin daughters. And they're wonderful. One's a veterinarian and one's an art professor. And yes. And so I live in Danville, and I've always enjoyed art. My father was an artist. I love art, but I kind of really took it seriously only about 5 years ago when I had time to do it. And it's just sort of taken off and blossomed from there. And I have this fantastic opportunity. I just thank you guys so much. It's been wonderful. I hope everybody enjoys the lessons.
Oh my God, they're absolutely beautiful. I love them. I am a collector of the Artist Series, and I cannot wait to I haven't got a bottle, so luckily Allie brought this over, but I can't wait to add this to my collection because it's absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for this beautiful work and choosing us to partner on this because I know it's a lot of different people are probably looking at your art, and it's nice to see that you wanted to partner with us, Wine Brand.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been great.
And I did see some questions about availability of this wine, and it is available. So I know I said it was a tasting room exclusive, but it is available on our website. So really anyone can have this wine, and we ship nationwide. So it can be yours too. And I think it was a great opportunity for us to really showcase some of the other fun projects that we have as a brand and at our tasting room. To really like highlight it. It's a special blend. So it's the GSM is the Grenache Syrah Mourvedre. And it's a Rhone style blend. Yes. That's really special to our family. Mm-hmm. So it's a fun chance for you to try something new, see what else we're doing. And of course, art is really important to our family. So we really love the artist series.
And the guitars on the label. The guitars on the label are really fun too. It kind of feels like it relates to the concept of blending with music. So it looks.
That's kind of my thing. Music's really important to me. And, back in the day, I feel really old to be saying this, but back in the day, the most exciting thing was to get an album, believe it or not. I don't know what albums are, but you'd get an album.
We do.
And
you need our iTunes. I'm just kidding.
And so anyway, I particularly was into the Grateful Dead, and very important to get their album. And Stanley Mouse was an artist who produced all the psychedelic posters in the 60s and 70s and did their artwork on their albums. And I was just hugely influenced by his art. And I would even, get pieces of wood. I would carve the art into the wood and paint the wood. I mean, I was just sort of like really into it. And so the anticipation of getting an album and unwrapping it and opening it up and playing it and then looking at the album cover and just studying the art and then looking at the back cover. So basically, that's the experience that I wanted when you get your bottle of wine, the Artist Series wine. I want you to be excited about it. I want you to be able to take the wine, look at the cover like it's an album. People aren't going to understand this unless they're over 60, but you're going to study the cover like it's an album cover, and you're going to turn it around. And so basically the front is, the album, and the back is the ingredients. And, for me, it's like the grapes are the instrument and wine's the music. So
I like that.
I think it all relates, that is, so anyway, look at the cover of the bottle, you'll see the 3 guitars. And so GSM is the blend of 3 grapes. And it's, I'm probably going to screw this up, but it's the Grenache, the Syrah, and then the
Mourvedre.
The hard one.
So you'll see in the picture that the 3 guitars, the color, they're blending together, and the colors are blending through each of the guitars. And at the very end, you'll see the purple guitar. And so inside the sound hole of the guitar, you'll see the kind of the yin yang symbol. And so what that means is that they're blending together. Yin yang is a concept of describing how opposite things can form and interrelate to make something great. And so that's basically the whole concept of the label. And I love it. I'm more of an artist like abstract art like this, but I wanted to make the labels like my old albums, that mean something to people and mean something to the wine. So that's kind of what we did.
I love that so much. Every time I open a bottle of wine, I'm going to think of the wine like music and just the excitement. I felt the excitement when you were sharing that. You should write a book or something.
Yeah, it was really poetic.
It really was.
It's been the greatest opportunity because I was so inspired by, I think art, music, and wine are the most important thing. And people, when they get the bottle and they read the back of the bottle, it'll all come together. You know, because I think there's an important message. And did you guys read the back of the bottle?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a message from Janeen on the back of the bottle. So
There's
when
a
you
message
do
on the
get
back.
the wine,
You've got to read it.
you have to read it.
Very important. I won't give it away until everybody gets their bottle. So.
Yeah, we won't show you guys. Yeah, you have to get the bottle to see.
It's so fun. And Janeen, I don't think that you knew, you know, how guitars, I just feel like guitar is really relevant for Wente, like in some way, because of Carl and his love for guitars, and because we love this like artist series that are all, kind of all have musical names, and our art foundation, like it's just like really symbolic to us. So when you showed us this first artwork, I was like, oh my goodness, who knew that?
Tied it all together.
It really did.
It's my favorite instrument. I wish I could play it, but I don't. My father was a guitar player and an artist, and I'm a deadhead. What can I say? I mean, you know, I don't.
Love that. Well, we're super. Sorry, what were you going to say, Christine?
Oh, I was going to say my husband is also Janeen, and so when I tell him the story, he's going to love it.
Yeah,
in our basement with all of his ticket stubs, and we have framed around. So special.
That's so cool. There's a couple of paintings of Jerry Garcia in the tasting room, if anybody's interested.
Oh, we'll have to see that.
Holiday presents.
Right,
Yeah,
I know.
Just thinking about it right now.
I'm already ready for Christmas. I've been in this house for so long. I swear it's been months.
I know. Is it the holidays yet?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I see Helena wants to know if this is printed on linen paper or a high emboss. It has a gloss for sure. It's not on a linen paper. It's on a thicker, heavier weight paper, but
it's not super high gloss. You know,
not super high. Yeah.
No, it's the way that the sun is coming in the door. That's kind of
making it
illuminating the shine, but it's really actually sort of matte. But the colors are beautiful and loud and rich.
And the circle of the guitars, the outline around the circle is embossed, and then the background is embossed a little bit.
Yeah, so if you run your fingers over it, you can feel like the strings or different areas that are pumped up a little bit more. That is a really nerdy thing, but I'm a marketer and I love to touch labels. It's really weird to say, but it's the truth.
And they have a texture.
Yeah, like I just like to know the little details. I like to feel those things. So I love it. Oh, it's a satin finish with gold foil and a deboss and emboss. Our designer is on the call and she is letting me know what it is. I see Callie Cruzen says texture is life. Yeah. I agree. I love it.
I agree too.
My paintings, I love texture, and some of them are so thick with texture in a kind of in a different way. I can't explain it, but.
So when the tasting room is open, what can we expect to have people see in your art? What kind of art will be filling the walls?
You will see more of an abstract type of art. It is, I usually do abstract, you know, not as illustrated as what I did with the label, but I wanted people to relate and I wanted my message to come through. So you'll see a lot of abstract art. I hope everybody loves it. It's very different. I don't know what to say.
I love it. Is that one of your paintings behind you?
Yes, actually, this one I did this weekend, and it's really one of my favorite. I swear, this is one of my favorite out of many of my paintings. I just love it. And also, when I paint, I always listen to music.
Love
so
that.
You'll see when you go into the tasting room and look at the paintings, it'll have the name of the painting, and then there'll be something that'll tell you. It's usually part of a song or something that will explain the painting. So it's kind of a interesting type of thing.
I mean, I love it behind you. I love
people to. Thank you.
Will the art be released as T-shirts or tote bags?
Oh, actually, interesting. I thought about that, and I do have some tote bags already printed up. So yes, I will.
Awesome.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, April, for that question. Hey, and hi to all my Black Hawk Gallery followers and my family and friends.
Aw, I love that. Cool. I'm sorry. I'm just reading the questions that are coming in. Yes, we will display the originals. We will display her artwork in the tasting room, so that'll be great, and everyone can go see it. Well, Janeen, thank you so. Oh yeah, and a beautiful barrel that she's burned. Right, you burned into it, which is an incredibly detailed barrel.
Yes.
So, we just. Janeen's art is beautiful and filled with life. Her barrels are amazing. That's amazing. So sweet, Michelle. We agree. She's incredible. Her art is incredible. We're so excited to have you as a part of the extended family. And we can't wait for the tasting rooms to reopen and everyone can go see all of the artwork. And in the meantime, everyone can get themselves a little bottle of the GSM and toast to our new artist, Janeen.
Yeah, have a little sneak peek of the art.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us, Janeen.
Thanks.
Cheers.
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 Have a good evening.
Okay, you too. Take care.
So, Christine, now it's your turn.
Now we get to pepper you with questions.
Yes.
So how are you doing today?
Good. It's sunny and beautiful, and I feel like we experienced the seasons with your Wine Wednesdays. The first one, you ladies were wearing a sweater, and now here we are, it's warm. So we're
in like a tank top.
I know.
Sheltering
my shoulders
for a while. But I'm glad that you're brightening our days with these tastings.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you're brightening our day by coming on here, because you guys could have said no, but you guys have all said yes. So we appreciate you.
It's really nice to have you, stuck at home, so then we can take up your time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. This is my, my big plans for the evening. So here we are.
Yeah.
So Christine is the president of our Wente Foundation for Arts Education.
And she's on the board of directors for Wente Vineyards. She's on the senior leadership team. She does a lot of stuff for the brand as a whole, but really I think your baby, I'll say, your third baby, because she has two beautiful children, but her third, and well, I guess fourth, because you also have Roland, her husband.
He's one of your babies.
You got to take care of him. The fourth baby is the Foundation for Arts Education. So tell us about how you got started.
Sure. And it's such a fun connection from Janeen's art and the beautiful label and her description of the music and the blending of the guitars with the GSM. I loved that. And as you both know, supporting arts and education has been part of our family history for our whole lives. All three of us, fifth generation. It's really how we were raised. Your dad, Phil, is so involved in supporting local arts with the Livermore Valley Performing Arts Center. And so we officially started our own 501c3 nonprofit foundation in 2012, the Wente Foundation for Arts Education. And we raise money in lots of creative ways, including selling a beautiful wine in the tasting room called Art of Giving, and many other ways. And then we give grants to local arts education programs to hopefully inspire future artists like Janeen and her daughter, who's an art professor, and support teachers to bring more arts to local kids. So we give grants mostly to our local schools for instruments, for after-school art classes, for training for teachers, lots of great stuff. It's really fun and rewarding. So it's a neat way to give back.
Totally. And I love most when we get the pictures back of the students who have the new instruments, or the marching band that has a new uniform. And and the like fourth grade class that all get new music books. So I think that it's like that part specifically warms my heart, since I do sit on a little committee supporting your efforts.
Yeah, or like any sort of funding, because people don't really know, or maybe they do, but arts are usually the first to go in public schools. The easiest thing for people to cut, for school districts to cut, because you got to teach the kids math, you got to teach them science, you got to teach them their core English, all of that stuff. So their literature, history, all those things, but arts could be cut if they need funding. And so kind of getting that extra push in there to support it is super, super rewarding, because we really do believe it helps cognitive ability. I truly think that art helped me develop to who I am today. I think I played like 7 instruments at one point.
Yeah, I would just like everyone to know I was the second chair trumpet player. So yeah, you probably didn't peg me as a trumpet player, but I was. Nice.
My son during the sheltering has been upstairs playing a lot of clarinet, and it's actually so fun because it's sort of, we get a little jazz in the background. So I hope there are lots of kids at home playing instruments and doing. And on that note, I was just talking to Allie in the last few days about this. We have a neat surprise that we're working on for local kids who are sheltering at home. We're going to put together some gift bags of really wonderful art supplies and distribute them as soon as we can get them put together in the next couple weeks at our local schools, who are also doing a great job continuing to distribute food during this time, because a lot of kids rely on the schools for meals. And so as part of that food distribution, we're going to give them an extra surprise of some really neat art supplies. So we're hoping to brighten some days and keep the art going at home while we're all getting creative and sheltering here.
I think it's so important. I mean, when I also was a kid, I used to carry around a little sketchbook, and I particularly like to sketch people's faces. I don't know. And I will tell you, I was not talented, but it was entertaining for me and it was an outlet. So I think that's the important thing, is like keeping the creativity outlets available, strong, and there for them, especially, we're all going through something a little bit unique right now.
I agree. And Allie, that's funny that you brought up faces. Even this afternoon, so my daughter Claire is our artist, and she gave me, in between Zoom conference calls, a little art lesson and taught me how to draw faces. It was actually really fun, about the proportions. So
really, I need one of those.
Very good, but it was fun.
Oh my gosh, wait. So for our next family holiday, Claire needs to give us all an art lesson.
Oh my gosh, we should do that.
Perfect.
We'll pay her.
That'd be fun. And pay her, did you say?
Yeah, we'll have to pay her. I mean, you have to have people things. Especially a group of rowdy people like all of us.
Yeah, right. We'll see how long she can hold our attention.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, we were so bummed. Christine usually hosts Easter every year at her house, and it's so much fun. We have family and some friends, and it's always such a good time. And we were bummed to miss it this year, but we can't wait for next year. What is your favorite holiday with the family? Not to like totally switch topics, but I'm just curious.
No, that's a fun question. I think I like Thanksgiving and Easter because it's all about the food.
Yeah,
I agree.
We all like to eat and drink wine, and I just love holidays where the gathering part is about food. So I would say both, and I think they're both wonderful because they're so seasonal. That Thanksgiving marks the fall and is so fall, and Easter marks the spring and it's so spring. It's about being outside and sort of having a outdoor party. So I like those. I would say those are my 2 favorites. And we have a lot of good cooks in our family, so we're kind of spoiled. Like your mother does a particularly wonderful job with Thanksgiving, so I don't complain when I get that invitation. Just like going to Carolyn's house, we're all very happy to go have that at her house.
I will tell you too, Nathan, my husband, and I hosted Thanksgiving for his family this year, and I have an even greater respect and appreciation for our talented mothers and aunts, because it is so so much work because you have to use a serving dish for everything. It's just the dishes don't stop, and neither does the cooking.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it's a challenge. Got to have a spine for it.
You really do. And I hope you don't mind, I'll jump back because food reminded me to add on when I was talking about the distribution of food at our local schools, that our Livermore Valley Wine Auction, which is another wonderful event that the whole Livermore Valley wine community puts on, since we think having a gala, as we usually do, as we have done for 25 years in the fall, this isn't the best time for a gala. So we're pivoting and we're going to do an online auction of Livermore Valley wines and experiences the weekend of July 23rd to 26th, which is the same weekend as the Livermore Valley Taste Our Terroir events that are really beautiful at local wineries. So we're going to have some small and virtual and hopefully some small in-person tastings and events for Taste Our Terroir, and also an online auction. And what it will support this year, it's timely and impactful, is the food distribution for local kids who need to pick up their lunches continuing from the schools, through even while they're out, even while people are learning, kids are learning from home, some kids are still relying on the schools for lunch. So that's what we'll be raising money for this year at the Livermore Valley Wine Auction. It's really cool to see the wineries all come together to help the community. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
Yeah, thank you. It feels like all the wine community is coming around and just kind of wrapping our arms around the community together and supporting each other.
Uh-oh, I have to admit, Allie just froze from
business.
Oh, you froze there for me for a minute, but now you're back.
Okay, good. It's okay. Now you're back too.
You
Perfect.
A little bit too.
I just said it's like we're giving the community a big hug together. I really love how the Livermore Valley Winegrowers Association and the Livermore Valley Wine Foundation are coming together and working together to support each other and the children of our community that weekend.
Agreed.
In an accelerated timeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're moving it up 2 months. Because usually we're the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love that.
Are there questions?
There's a question. Yeah, cheers to that. I see a question here. How do you get GSM on our website? You are more than welcome to go onto our website and grab that. I see a lot of comments. Fantastic to support the arts. Go Wente programs. Thank you. Some people are expecting a trumpet show. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
That would be funny though.
Yeah, you wish. And if anyone has questions for Christine on foundation or just Christine, she's an open book. You can ask her anything you want. So please throw out some questions.
Well, tell us how you got started working in the wine industry. Let's get a history of you.
Oh,
so people know.
By the way, these are fun. Even listening to my dad last week, and I think you asked him that same question, and I loved rehearing his career history. So mine in a nutshell is that I've been in the wine industry my whole life, literally. So I graduated from college in the late 90s, and I started with the Gallo Winery. That was my first job right out of college. Excellent company, wonderful family, another family-owned winery, and did a sales and marketing rotation with them. So I had a few different sales and marketing jobs. And then I kind of like Allie and Nikki have done. And then I came to winery in 2000 in marketing. And so most of my professional background at the winery is sales and marketing and some hospitality management and marketing mixed in there. So that's the fast forward version, and a fair amount of, as my dad said, behind the scenes working on the business and trying to support our family and our board and starting this foundation. So some selling wine and some community outreach all mixed together.
So you started the foundation?
Yes, I did the the setup of it in 2012. Yeah. Carl and Amy Hoops were right there with me and being very supportive. And then I've looped in the two of you, and Jordan, which has been fun. So yes, it's a labor of love.
That's amazing. I didn't even realize that, which is funny.
My dog just ate an entire rawhide bone within like 30 minutes, which is just like mind blowing to me. Sorry. I just turned around and it's gone. Oh my!
I see that last year, the auction helped support the Livermore Shake second grade program. They said they put it online for students to do at home, and they appreciate it.
Aww. Yeah.
So fun.
In what ways are Christine and Carl similar? Well, they're both tall, so we'll give them that. But I think that they're both so unique. They have very unique personalities. I don't think that you guys are all that similar myself. I think you guys both have a fun sense of humor.
I was going to say, you guys have
like
quick-witted
and quirky sense of humor. Like the fun, like things that you wouldn't expect Christine to laugh at would make her laugh.
Christine, how do you think you're similar?
Also, if you want to hear some Vegas stories, then we'll hear some more similarities with Carl and Christine from Allie's 21st. I wasn't there personally.
This is true. My older cousins and sister, Jordan, not Nikki, took me to Las Vegas for like 24 hours when I turned 21.
Well, Christine, Carl and I are a little bit older than Allie and Nikki, so we joked during that trip that Carl was the bodyguard and I was the chaperone.
Sure.
Some things. So how are we similar? I think we're both really intense when we put our minds to something, and hardworking and committed to our family business. And I think we both bring different things to it, which is kind of the fun of a family business, is that people bring, as you ladies know, bring what they have, and it's kind of like coming back to the GSM and that label. All of the different skill sets and perspectives complement each other. So between all of us, fourth and fifth generation, we bring different things, and it works. So those are some of the ways Carl and I are similar. Actually, it's a lot more than meets the eye.
Yeah, I guess that's true. When you say, so when I was thinking about the question, I was thinking like personality type and like mannerisms, and I'm like, they don't really have anything in common. They don't look the same. Well, I don't think you guys look all that much alike, but maybe it's just because we look so much alike that I think that no one looks alike except for us and twins.
I think it's funny what you just described, because what you described, you were sort of talking about you and Carl and having different expertise in different areas, and then sort of talking about the rest of the business. And I think that is a question I get asked a lot, is how is it working with your family? Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's actually funny, but all of us have unique different skills and expertise that we bring to the business. And we all respect each other and the skill set that everyone brings. Yeah. So it actually makes it really fun to work with your family, because there's like, we all have our own things going on, and we trust each other and we respect each other, and we all love each other too. That part's fun.
Yeah.
Except for Nikki. She doesn't really love me.
No one loves me. I'm the youngest. Well, actually, Bucky's the youngest.
Yeah, Bucky doesn't even know what he's in for yet. So
we're trying to pull him back, but Southern has him.
And I know he's on this call. I saw his name. So.
Oh, nice. Hi, Bucky.
We miss you.
So Christine, last question before we free you. And you have to answer within 1 second.
Oh my gosh.
Who's your favorite, me or Nikki?
That's your favorite question. Oh. Your dad said it well. It's like the wines. We don't have favorite relatives. We don't have favorite wines. We love them all equally.
Yes, on that.
That is not the last question. What's your favorite wine? We haven't asked you.
You know, I have to back up what I have to be consistent about the relatives and the wines. It depends on what just like you guys, the weather, what I'm eating, what I've had recently. I am loving this GSM, I have to say.
One of my faves.
It's like a nice spring red because of the blend and the nuances. So I have lots of favorites. I can't choose. Oh, you know what? Love the one you're with.
Very
So,
political.
GSM.
GSM, love the wine you're with. That was your dad's. Well, so, and the famous question that we asked Eric is, what's your favorite moment since you started working with the family?
You can't steal it.
Oh, that's a great question. And I have to say his answer was so good that I might have to steal it. He said, it was a mic drop. He said, this one. And I think that's really wonderful. And I know he means it from his heart because he, like all of us, has worked very hard to make sure that we're still a sustainable, family-owned and operated winery. And that's neat. So I am not sure about favorite moment. I am proud of how we have adapted to these crazy times. I'm really impressed by you two hosting these fun online wine tastings and our marketing team communicating so well with people in new ways and making people happy. I think that's one thing we do with wine is we bring joy to the great times and the crazy times. And our team making the wine it's really amazing. Everyone's being brave and stoic and consistent and going in and making the wine and shipping it. And it's cool just to see everyone adapt and hang together. So I would say a big thank you to everyone on this call, including you two. And I see lots of names I recognize, everyone who's making that happen from the vineyards to people's homes, bringing lots of joy and keeping on. So cheers to that.
Oh, I love that. Oh, thank you, Helena. I see your happy belated birthday message.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Allie's birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Allie.
Oh,
Cinco de
thank
Mayo.
you. And one more shameless plug. Oh, so funny, Shem. I was just about to do that. So one more shameless plug. So like Christine said, we are adapting. We are trying to bring entertainment to the homes, create more joy, and really give everyone new experiences that they can go through right now. And so this is such a shameless plug because this is the team I work on. But we just launched a new virtual tasting, the first of its kind, actually, through Amazon Echo and Google Home devices. So if you didn't receive our email, if you're not on our email list, you have to check it out. Go to our Facebook and Instagram too. We've definitely shared our little landing page and the ways that you can see a little teaser video, but essentially you can talk to your device now and ask them to, I'm afraid if I start doing this, it's going to open.
I know.
Yeah, because I have it downloaded.
She's sitting right there.
She is. It's Alexa.
My OK Google might wake up. It's super. You just say OK Google virtual wine tasting, and it goes, and it's so fun, and it's not too long, and it's just the right information. It's so fun. It just brings this into your home whenever you want.
Yep.
Super.
You can do it on your time, your schedule, with whoever you want. And it's on our Riva Ranch Chardonnay, our Morning Fog Chardonnay, and our Southern Hills Cabernet Sauvignon. And it's a super fun tasting. So yeah, you can talk to Alexa or Google, and they can open your virtual wine tasting. So I encourage everyone to try it out.
Yeah. Well, and one more question for Christine. Tell us a childhood memory that is very reminiscent of just growing up in the vineyards or close to.
Super fun. Well, I remember following Eric and Carolyn around a lot as they did tours, and that was fun. I would just follow around. Whenever I see you two, it was more of a young adult for me, but my wonderful husband, Roland, liked to tease you guys when you were kids. So That's kind of fun.
That was fun.
And so growing up, mostly just being around the winery and the place. And I have to say, I went for a walk in the vineyards over the weekend, and it's so refreshing to be outside in the beauty, and it's very nourishing. So the place is sort of what comes to me, is being in the winery and in the vineyards.
I love that. Good answer. I agree. That's why I chose my career.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure like your dad, I'm sure like similar to ours, our dad used to walk us up and down the vineyard rows all the time, or on horse. On horse a lot.
Your dad used to walk us on horse too. He's like, okay, get on the horses, girls.
On horse. And it goes back to perspective. I think my dad was more focused on the winery itself. So I remember more tanks and barrels. You guys probably remember vineyards, and I remember tanks and barrels.
I don't remember any tanks and barrels. So like when you, I think Carl has also told me like, yeah, I used to wander around the winery. I was like, never did I do that.
Yeah, just vineyards for you.
Yeah.
Vineyard girls.
My dad's like, she will hurt herself.
Yeah.
Danger. Nikki is not coordinated.
Well, Christine, we're so glad to have had you on, and thank you very much for making time to be with us tonight.
Yeah, I know Ali said last question a few times, or last question.
Keeps asking more questions.
Yeah, I'll stop.
That's okay. We can hang up and you can call me.
Yeah, perfect. I have more questions. If you guys want to know what she said on the phone, you guys gotta send us a little note, and
tune in next week and we'll tell you.
We'll tell you. And Bucky says miss you.
Yeah.
Aw, miss our cousin. Cute.
Well,
and there's a friend who lives in Vancouver. Hi, Christina.
So fun. See, this is amazing how technology can just connect you to friends. We're so blessed to have this during such a stressful time. So thank you again for everyone that tunes in. I think this is fun for us, so I hope it's fun for you guys. It's good to catch up with our family, especially people we don't see very often. Like, we're quarantined together, but we haven't seen Christine, so it's nice to see you. And we love you.
We love you.
And we love all of our extended family watching.
Yes.
And extended family means everyone, by the way.
Cheers. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Cheers.
Cheers. And cheers to you, Christine. Thank you for all you do for the community.
Cheers.
Cheers.